Tomorrow marks the anniversaries of hurricanes Katrina and Ida. And of course, we are now in the peak of hurricane season. So people might be feeling a lot more anxiety and stress right now. And we're talking about tropical activity in the Gulf right now, albeit impacting Florida, but still people are likely feeling a lot of feelings right now. Dr. Holly McKenna, an integrative psychiatrist with Darrow Wellness, is here to discuss the impacts on our mental health. Dr. McKenna, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
So let's first talk about how the weather, especially tropical activity, impacts our mental health, and especially in this region.
Oh, absolutely. This time of year is just an anxiety provoker for everyone. We tend to get more anxious, maybe more stressed out. It's not unusual to have difficulty with sleep and just irritability, which is understandable because for anyone who loves or has lived in New Orleans, this is the time of year when everything is a little more on edge.
And it's hot on top of it, so you have the heat plus the possibility of activity in the Gulf. It can add a lot to your stress levels. Let's talk about PTSD. Obviously, lots of people in this region have lived through lots of hurricanes, especially in the last few years, but going back even further, Katrina, Rita, Gustav, even in the Baton Rouge area. What signs should we look out for that could maybe indicate that we or our loved ones could be experiencing some form of PTSD?
Right, so PTSD is basically having something that threatens your being or threatens someone you love, and then the after effects of that. They can happen days later, months later, and what we see is an increase in irritability, in feeling on edge and having more of that fight or flight type of response. So maybe difficulty with sleep, nightmares, having flashbacks or vivid memories of experiences, and maybe being a little too hypervigilant when it comes to checking the Weather Channel and checking all the things, like checking things several times, even though we know you have your bag ready, but maybe continuously going back to that, and just not being able to settle your nervous system and yourself down.
That's obviously one of the more extreme reflections of stress coming out of dealing with hurricane season, what have you. Let's start off with dealing with that first and foremost. Obviously, if you or someone you love is dealing with stress in that way, they should likely be seeking professional help. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. The main treatment for PTSD is going to be therapy, or seeing someone if therapy isn't quite meeting the mark, to see if you need medication to help with things like sleep or to decrease that anxiety. But there's lots of help going to just the main NOLA pages or the various mental health pages, and reaching out to people that care about you. Helping each other feel grounded in the moment, using that belly breath that I like to talk about, and staying in the moment.
Let's do that belly breath. When you say that, because I know it can be used all year long, not just right now, but really important right now.
Yeah,
what's that belly breath?
Yeah, let's just, you can just increase together, just increase through your nose and hold for a moment, and then exhale through your mouth and just let yourself breathe out more than you're breathing in. And that really is going to help that nervous system calm down and help you get back into the moment and realize that maybe all the memories of things like Katrina, Ida, all the things that we don't like to talk about but are very much in the forefront of our mind right now.
That can help calm you down immediately.
Yeah, aren't the reality that you can be here in what's happening today versus maybe what happened several years ago.
And obviously prepare, but not in an obsessive way, if you will.
Absolutely. You want to be prepared. You want to check your lists and make sure your loved ones are safe. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're safe by staying grounded, doing things like belly breathing, staying in the moment, and allowing for some self-care.
All right, well, Dr. McKenna, just some good reminders as we are now in the peak of hurricane season and people are feeling a little more on edge. We appreciate your time this morning.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
All right.